Hello, welcome. Thanks for tuning in to Perfectly Twisted. I'm Nicole Eggert, and Dave Palais is here with me.
Good to see you. You've had a busy couple weeks since I saw you last.
Yeah, I try to keep it busy.
I mean, you jumped on an airplane, right? Made
Yeah,
a
I was
trip
in New
back
York.
east.
Yeah, I was in New York and New Jersey over the weekend, which was really fun. It was a great time. I did a autograph convention, and I got to meet so many great people. So many great fans came out, and a lot of people listening to our podcast saying, they tune in every week. So shout out to you guys and thank you again. And I got to see my Dylan, my oldest daughter, and we were in the city for a bit and, got to do some fun things, had a little downtime as well. But it was a whirlwind and it was nice. It was beautiful out there.
It's the best time of the year, right? I mean, as far as the weather's starting to change a little bit. I like the crispness of being back east. Then I was in Nashville during the time you were in New York, and the leaves start to change colors, and it's kind of hoodie weather, and I don't know, I kind of like it. It's
it was hoodie and jacket for me.
Yeah.
It was sunny and beautiful and clear and cold, and yes, all of those things. And it's yeah, I was inside a lot, but yeah, it was just amazing. But I imagine your life right now is pretty hectic with the World Series.
Yes, it's I stress out too much. I mean, I don't play. I think it's weird. I'm a coach also now, not a Major League Baseball coach, but I've been a coach in baseball for a long time, and travel ball ages up to college level, and you stress out. You realize when you coach, you aren't in charge of just your kid as a fan in the stands of going, oh, I'm rooting for number 25 kind of a deal. Every kid is now your kid because you invest so much time in every kid to get better. But as a fan, you have no control over it. So if you're a Dodger fan or a Blue Jays fan, you're in. You're like, we've made it this far. Like, they started practice in February, and here we are almost November, and they're finishing out the World Series. There's only 3 possible more games as you and I do the show right now. And you're going, okay, I've been with it all the way through as a fan, and I'm all in, I'm all invested, and you start to stress out. And so the other day, Nicole, they played for 18 innings. The game went 6 hours and 39 minutes.
That's
and
wild.
It was wild. It was, and you got to think, in Toronto, the game ended at 3 a.m, and,
God.
and but it's not just the city in Toronto, it's the whole country. It's the only team they have. So the whole country is invested. So this is going to be, by the time it comes out to viewership, you're talking the United States, you're talking Canada, you're talking Japan. It is a huge world sports event of what's happening right now. But yeah, as I wear this Dodger hat every show we do, and I'm kind of freaking out.
I know. Really exciting. And what's so funny is that my neighbors watch the game and they get a group of people. So I can tell what's going on with the game when I have to do other things and I don't have it on. I can tell what's going on because of the cheers or the boos coming through the windows. And okay, so are we saying, and I think I know your answer to this, that Shohei Ohtani is the best of all time, like the greatest?
Of all time. He's the best player, right? of all time. It's back in the day, everybody knows the name Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth, no offense to Babe Ruth, they didn't throw as hard as they do today. I mean, everybody's throwing 100 miles an hour from the same distance. Babe Ruth played there throwing in the 70s. There's a big difference. And also, no offense to Babe Ruth, it's not his fault. It was a one-race sport. I mean, it was only the best of the white guys. That's all it was. I mean, any number you look at in sports and baseball before 1947, it's like, what's going on here? It is truly a global sport right now. And so for Shohei to do what he does as a pitcher and a hitter and the way he runs and everything he does, he is the best to ever do it. He's just incredible. And I tell you, I'm a huge fan. Even if he wasn't a Dodger, I just like the way he's respectful. I don't know if you saw this, Nicole, and I don't know anything about the Japanese culture as far as being in Japan, but I admire it. We and I talk about being clean and doing certain things. The pitcher for the Dodgers in game 2 pitches a complete game, which nowadays hardly ever happens. And as soon as the game's over, everybody leaves. He stays behind and cleans up all the trash in the dugout.
Yeah, I've heard that.
See that?
I've heard that he does that all the time. He does it at all the
Every Japanese player the Dodgers have, they do that. Like if one of their teammates spits gum onto the field, another Japanese player will go pick that gum up. You just don't do that. And so it's a disrespect thing. And someone was talking about Dodger Stadium in that 18-inning game, how there's a lot of trash that was left behind, 56,000 people, and the people didn't go home by the time that people started coming in for the next game the next day. So the thing is, that would never happen in Japan. People would pick up their area, the trash they made, and they put it in a trash can.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. But we don't do that.
No, because we're disgusting.
Yeah.
We do not do the Girl Scout, Boy Scout, leave it cleaner than you found it. We don't. It's wild. It's interesting. I'm going to tell my daughter that story too, because today she has garbage duty at her school. The athletes have to go around and clean up the field. And, we were kind of joking, like, why aren't the detention kids doing this?
Yeah. Well, there are no custodians in Japanese schools. The kids from day one are taught you clean up after yourself, including the bathrooms.
Well,
there are no custodians.
That sounds completely rational.
Right? It does, doesn't it? I mean, it's like a better human being you're raising.
Yeah, it's completely rational. And yeah, we need more of that. But I did think it was wild. I was like, why aren't the detention kids doing it? But I like this spin on it, that the athletes are respecting their field. So I'm gonna throw that one out there to her today when she gets back. Doing trash duty on her lunch break. I
am curious, how's the broken leg going?
She has a lot of pain. This is not an easy recovery. And it's taken a long time to get her into physical therapy for a number of reasons and jumping through loopholes, but they have a physical therapist at the school, and she started yesterday finally. So I'm hoping that we're going to get some movement with that. I'm going to actually call her doctor today. She has a lot of pain. And last night she was kind of upset, going like, do you think I'm ever going to be able to get back into it? She's like, she's scared. She's scared. She's, the foot and the leg feels very vulnerable. So she's like, and I try to tell her, like, you're not going to go up until you're ready. So don't worry about it. But she's saying, like, do you think I'll ever go up again? And that scares me, of thinking of them grabbing my ankle, So there's a mental fear and a physical fear and pain. There's pains on both emotional and physical. And I feel sorry. I feel really bad for her. I want her to get a break. This is, it's a tough recovery.
Yeah, it's you're right. There are two things there when you have an injury like that, is the mental part. The doctors can tell you, hey, you're 100% good. And then the fear of it happening again, or is it really good? You hear this all the time. Someone has a knee injury or an elbow injury as an athlete. But yeah, I mean, you're a flyer. It's pretty crazy. I mean, it's scary.
When you're a flyer and a tumbler, to think of, doing backflips and landing on it again, it's all very scary. But, like I said, I'm like, you're not going to do it until you're ready and you feel ready. And when you feel ready, you'll be okay. You'll do it. Yeah. And until then, we're not going to go there. We'll wait. It's not worth it. But it's, I don't know why she had to go through this. She was already a tough kid, but it's really been a bummer. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie. It has not been easy on her. So
just curious, was she able to make the trip back east with you to see her sister?
No, she stayed here. Because I had to leave on like a Wednesday or Thursday, and she needed to stay in school, and there was a game which she cheered in. She cheered in her first game that Friday, and then was in so much pain. The leg was swollen, and she couldn't walk at all by Monday. So, and it's homecoming game this Thursday, so she's going to have to sit out of it because doesn't want to risk, being in pain again. So it's just all, it's no fun.
No, it's no fun. It's no fun. It's a tough way to start high school. I got a back east question for you, because I have a major bet with a friend of mine that's been ongoing for 5 years. Okay. Is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. All right. Has been going on for almost 100 years. I think they're in year 98 this year. All right. If I do my math correctly. If you've been in New York City, it is worth walking through that Macy's. It's like something you've never seen before. You can be stuck in there for 6 hours. It's pretty amazing how many different floors there are and how cool it is. Now, there are a lot of Macy's that have closed down recently, especially here where I'm at. The one right by my house is closed down. And so I have a bet with a close friend of mine, and this is no joke. We talk trash all the time on this Macy's bet. He says after they have the 100th Macy's Day Thanksgiving Day parade, and again, I think 98 is this year, or 99. It's one of them. It's really close to 100 because this is where our bet is. He says there will never be another Thanksgiving Day parade after 100. And wow. I said, that's his bet. It's his side. My side is, yes, it will. You're crazy. And he goes, it will become obsolete and they will close it down. Now, he doesn't have any proof. This is just his opinion. And we yell at each other about this dumb bet for years, 5 years. Now, here's the payoff on the bet. The winner gets to have dinner at the most expensive steak restaurant that we can find. You know, the other person has to pay. And the person who has to pay, he can't get anything but just a dry salad, and he has to, and water. He can't eat steak. He can't have any sides. He can't do anything but watch the other guy enjoy the meal he's paying for while he's having a miserable meal.
What a bet. Yeah. Oh my God.
And so we've had this going. So my question to you is, what side would you take? Would you take my side or his side? Does this parade continue after year 100, or do you think this is it?
Well, I need a little bit more info here. What is his reasoning as to
why? He says financially, he says people are buying so much online. There's a reason Macy's is closing so many different stores, that his feeling is Macy's is not going to sit. It's not worth it for them to sponsor this giant parade, even though it's a national event, because they're losing money.
I mean, that sounds possible, but I'm going to go with the optimistic side, is that it's a big event in New York City. And I think a lot of people volunteer their time for it. And I think the city is behind it, not just Macy's, right?
I think you're right. It's a big national event. I mean, it's one of those, you wake up Thanksgiving morning and you flip it on and you know that parade's going to be there when you turn the TV on.
And here's the thing. If you've ever gone the night before and walked around and seen the floats and stuff like that, there are almost as many people the night before checking it all out. So I think the businesses in the area are thriving during those couple days, around the parade. So I think that it brings in a lot of money as well. So I'm going to say, no, they're going to keep going, please.
Okay. I hope so. It'll be really frustrating if I have to pay this bet off.
Okay, well, listen, can you do like a sneaky to-go order?
It's not even that. It's the miserable part of, usually when you go out to like one of these restaurants, it's a minimum of a 2-hour dinner. Minimum.
Yeah.
He's going to stretch it out. I mean, it's going to be longer than 2 hours. And he's going to say that again.
Let's hope he doesn't win.
Oh, yeah, I really do. I really hope he doesn't win. I mean, we literally argue about this on a regular yearly basis, not just Thanksgiving time, just randomly. One of us will bring it up, just call the other guy stupid. But I was like, maybe Nicole has an idea of what direction she thinks. Also, I'm afraid this will happen. I think you're right. The parade will continue no matter what, because there'll be other businesses or the city of New York will sponsor it. Someone's going to pay for it. Bloomberg, somebody with a ton of money. But if it's not called Macy's, I think I lose the bet. You know what I mean? If it's not still called the Macy's Thanksgiving parade, I think I lose the bet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out in a couple of years here. Who's happy, who's not.
But now, if you win, what restaurant will you choose?
I don't know. I got to do my homework on which one.
Mastro's there.
And so, yeah, we have a bunch of them in San Diego. We have a bunch of great ones in San Diego. So I'm not exactly sure which one I would choose. I'm not exactly sure. I did go to one on my 21st birthday. I'm not going to give the name of the restaurant because I don't want to say anything bad. I still love the food. When I say it, people are going to know what I'm talking about. They bring the plate. The steak is, boiling. You could hear it, and they'd say, "Don't touch the plates,"
Sizzling.
And lady put the plate halfway on the table and halfway towards my lap. And so, like, your reactions, that thing's going to fall in my lap and burn me. So with my thumb, I pushed the plate more towards the table. I burnt the skin right off my goddamn thumb, and I had to go right to the emergency room.
Oh my God.
So, but I still go back to that restaurant. The food's great. People probably figured out exactly which restaurant I'm talking about by saying that. But it's yeah, it's stuck in one of those emergency room things. You and I were talking about, nothing worse than going to the emergency room, not knowing how long you're going to be there. But I spent my entire 21st birthday in that emergency room. It sucked.
It's a thing. Like the emergency room, it's this is so terrible, but I always kind of weigh out, like, is it worth, because when you commit to going to the emergency room, you are committing a big bill to a big bill, and you are committing to a very long period of your life. Yep. Like, this is no in and out. This is no quick anything. You are, even if you get fast service, they don't move quickly in the hospital, and rightfully so. But you're definitely you're in for it. Like, you better be sure that you need to be there.
I'm with you. God dang.
I'm thinking about childcare, right? I'm like, I have to set up childcare if I'm going to the emergency. Like, the whole thing has to happen.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be back on Tuesday, everybody. I mean, you never know how long you're there, and you're sitting there looking at everyone around you, and you're like, am I worse off than that person? Like, you start doing the math game, like, who are they calling first? And then you're like, that person's really sick. I went in for this. Now I'm going to end up with that. You start worrying about catching other people's stuff. And I don't know. I mean, one of the tricks is they say, go to the emergency room. You claim something in your heart, or you can't breathe if you want to get in fast. But holy yes. I remember, here you go. Here's a crazy emergency room question thing for you. So I was asthmatic as a kid. I used to go in all the time for asthma attacks that I couldn't get under control. And I'm a little kid, and I'm having trouble breathing. And this guy walks in with a bucket, and it's or like a little pail, and he's holding it. And there's ice in there. And inside there, you could see the top. His other hand was cut off. He walked in carrying his own hand.
For fuck's sake.
And, it's Halloween week. Come on. So, so I was like, what the fuck? What
the whole hand? Like the whole hand?
His whole wrist, cut off his whole hand. He was in construction. One of the guys that worked with us in a construction suit with him, or vest. But holy shit.
Do you think he can sew that back on? I don't.
I don't know. Yeah, the whole thing was he was carrying his hand in a bucket. Yeah, that was nuts. Freaked me out for sure.
Yeah. Okay, well, he needs to go in first.
Yeah, let him go in first. Yeah, I'd be the good guy. Act like I'm a good guy. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Forget those commercials where they do-it-yourself projects. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna call somebody else. I got with his hand in a bucket. I'm not doing that.
Wow, that's wild. That is wild, sir. That is. Oh my God, that vision I just got. Ugh.
Have you ever had or seen a serious injury on a set, like something really serious, where hey, we got to stop everything we're doing and get someone to the hospital?
Yes, I've seen a couple things. I've seen a motorcycle accident, and this guy was like embedded in the side of a car door, and I literally was out on the freeway holding his hand until the responders got there. That was gnarly. That was really scary and bad. And then I was working on a movie where we were downtown Los Angeles, and I was on a motorcycle, and and the motorcycle was on a trailer, and it's being pulled.
Yeah.
And I believe it was the camera operator was, right in front of me, and it was like a close up. So it looked like I was, zooming around on this motorcycle, and we were going through this tunnel, and his foot got caught between the trailer and the tunnel wall.
Oh my God.
It was, that was, and I kind of watched it happen, and that was horrible. It's so cringy. I like injuries now to me are just so all of my insides just, terrible.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I imagine it happens more than you think. And I mean, more than, people like me think. I'm not a guy that's on a movie set or TV set to see how things are done. But, we've heard horrific things. Remember when you and I were kids, the Twilight Zone was the big story. Do you remember when they did the movie The Twilight Zone?
And they got their heads chopped off with a helicopter, right?
Helicopter, yeah. And I mean, you and I had to be about 10, 11 years old when that happened. And it's one of those I still remember of, oh my goodness, It was very sad. Yeah, 3 people lost their lives.
Yes. And then you have the Alec Baldwin incident, who I just saw. Alec Baldwin was at this autograph convention this weekend. He was very friendly, very nice.
I've heard that.
And and also remember The Crow. that guy, was it Brandon Lee?
Yeah, Brandon Lee.
Who was using a gun, and there was a piece of paper lodged in it, and shot himself in the head, and he died.
Yeah.
I mean,
Great stuff. When you by the way, when you go back for these conventions, which I love that the fans get a chance to see some of their favorites. I know some of the girls because they've been on the show here as you know, guest of yours. How great is it seeing old friends?
it's really fun. And this was a particularly fun group. It was Gina Lee Nolan, Erica Laniak, and myself. And the three of us just get along seamlessly. And, we're all about the same age. And, it's just, it's a really good time. We're all moms of like teenagers.
Yeah.
And, we're all very relatable to each other. So it's always a good time. Yeah, it was special. It was a good time.
That was cool. I love seeing the pictures.
Yeah.
As I said, maybe just because we've had these girls on the show, and Erica's extremely nice, and we've talked about her on the show even when she wasn't on the show, and social media. She just seems like the nicest person going, and it was good to see you with those girls.
Yeah, they're both genuinely good souls. So good times had by all. Yeah, there were so many fun things, and then the things the fans bring you that they make or that they create or that they want you to sign. It's always so fun. And the people were just lovely. Everything about it was fantastic.
By the way, I gotta bring this up. I know you do product alerts. You're not in discuss if you had one today or not. You do? Okay. Before you get into yours, I need help on the person that we had him on the show. He's a really good guy, and he cuts hair. He cuts hair, and he helps out people who are homeless, and he gets them back on their feet. And he's very successful. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Can you help me on his name?
Jason?
Do you know? Is it Jason? Okay, so he has a product for guys. I know I wear a hat almost on every show, but he has that product called that Days of Dirt, and he talked about it on her. Let me tell you, as a guy, it's the best product I've ever put in my hair.
I love that.
It is awesome. You don't need a brush. You don't need a comb. It is no joke. Boom, your hair is styled just the way you want it. It's not hard. It's not, you can run your hands through your hair like your hair just goes that way, but there's product in it. It is by far the best product I ever bought. He didn't give me anything for free. I'm not doing it because he sends me stuff. But I will tell you, as a product alert for guys who follow this show, it is by far the best stuff I've ever put in my hair, and I've bought everything.
Okay, it's made by, his company is California born, if anybody is interested. And they have a whole product line, and it's great for men. I think it's really kind of geared towards men because he's on Instagram as the men's groomer. If you want to check him out, yes, he does amazing things. He goes out and, he is not a cheap hair technician, and he devotes a lot of his time to going out on the street and talking. And he's in recovery himself, and he goes and talks to guys while he's cleaning them up and making them look, fantastic. They don't just get a regular haircut; they get styled up. But they have everything: a paste, a detangler, a surf spray, the Days of Dirt, and they have a shampoo and conditioner. His packaging is really cute, and so if you're interested, it's California born, and I believe proceeds. He also gives back.
Good guy. When we had him on the show, he's a great guy. I don't know why it took me so long to try it, just because everyone's like, I'm fine with what I have. By far the best stuff ever.
Yeah, I really like it too because it's not really heavy. It sounds like it sounds like it is, and it has, all of his products have a really nice, like, mild scent. It's like a mild coconut beachy kind of scent, but it's mild. It's not anything overwhelming. And the Days of Dirt is fantastic. I love it too. Yeah, no,
that was it. I just wanted to throw him a shout out on what a great product that he has out there. For at least the one I use is great, and it's just a little bit. I mean, just no drug. He just like he does in his videos, in his hands, through your hair, whatever way you want to go, and you're out the door. Piece of cake. Yeah.
I love hearing that. I love that you've tried one of our products on our podcast. You love it. See?
Yeah.
I try to bring the good products on.
You do.
So the men's groomer on Instagram, if anybody wants to go check him out. So my product alert today is a cleanser. And I have started getting into these oil-based cleansers. And I was so... I was a little hesitant. I'm not going to lie, to fully get into them because I felt like, is your face really clean? because it goes on, and it's like it's
Yeah.
oil. And I was like, I feel like I need the suds to feel clean, but I've now fallen in love with them and I'm all about them. And my face never feels dried out and tight because as we age, it like you don't want to pull the moisture out of your skin. Like I'm just like adding it in all the
Yeah.
time and from the inside and the outside. So the oil cleansers, if you have not tried them, they are just wonderful. I love them. I kind of massage it on and walk around and it's not messy, like, soapy. And then I put a hot towel on my face and wipe it off. But the one I'm using right now is by a company called Tacobo.
Okay.
And it is about $15. And it has all the good oils in there: calamine, olive, coconut, vegan white milk. It is lovely, absolutely lovely. I love the packaging. I love the pump because it gives me the right amount, There's no guessing. It takes the guesswork out of that. It smells nice. It feels so good. And I feel like that's really, really affordable. So you can buy it online. I'm sure it's in the TikTok shop. Tocobo. That's a mouthful. Tocobo. Yeah. So check that out if you're in the market for a cleanser. I'm just loving the oil cleansers. They're fantastic.
There you go.
Yes.
All right, I got to ask you two shows. I got to ask you about Housewives of Orange County. The last ones. I mean, the season's almost over. Here we are, all the way to the very end. It seemed like it went by crazy fast. Didn't seem like we got to a lot of things, at least in my opinion. It kind of feels like we kind of cruised through a season just to have a season. It wasn't anything outstanding that stood out. And then Salt Lake City, which is kind of strange as far as the direction it's going. Maybe it's starting to heat up a little bit now with controversy and everything else. I've never seen anybody on Salt Lake City first like Lisa before. Like you get a lot of housewives that you go, they're clueless to what everyone else sees. Lisa, no offense, might be the dumbest person I think I've ever seen on TV.
Very unaware, very self-unaware, right? Yeah.
I mean, like at a third grade level, the way she talks and the way she insults.
Yes. I feel like she's one of those people that feels like if you speak it into existence, it's real,
You're right. Good call.
And, that's not true. We can all see right through it. Have you seen, well, there's only one episode out, but I'm very excited for this. The Wife Swap show, the franchise with all the housewives.
I did watch. Yeah.
I love this. I am so here for it. That this is going to be great, I think. But the first episode was very like kumbaya. In the original Wife Swap series, there's a lot of people who are stuck in their ways and they weren't budging, and so there was a lot of fighting and a lot of tears and a lot of like friction. And this one was much more like people. It's like you can see how people have evolved and how they're more open to experiencing other things. And I find that kind of like fantastic. And I think the housewives need that.
Yeah.
They need a little like, oh, hey, this is what the rest of the world lives like. Quit your bitching. But yeah, how the Orange County. Can we talk about the hot tub boats around Amsterdam? Like, what was that? Like, you sit in a hot tub, but it's a boat. And you go around the canals of Amsterdam. No, thank you. No, thank you.
I'm with you. I don't get that.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my bathing suit on. You have tons of tourists, people everywhere walking on the streets alongside the canal. Lots of people passing in other boats. And what is going on with Shannon? Is she drunk all the time?
It seems like she is. And
I don't want to like tear her down. I don't mean it that way, but there's no way you can be this big of a mess.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. A friend of mine who watches the show as well, she made a comment that she thinks Shannon, everything's an act. And I was like, I don't think so. I'm kind of like you. I kind of think that she's drunk. I don't think it's an act of the falling down and everything else. I think it's what she is.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Because she just seems to be like just little things like struggling to open a suitcase. And, maybe she does play it up. I mean, I wish the whole thing was an act and it wasn't that she's just drunk all the time, but the behavior, it doesn't seem sober.
No, it doesn't. Remember we had Matt Boyer on a couple months ago.
Yeah.
The one who was Shohei Ohtani's
Bookie.
translators, bookie, and he said what a nice person she is in real life. And I've been looking at her kind of different since he said that. Like, well, maybe she's really great because he said she was great. And at the same time, she's still Shannon. She's still goofy. Like she's exhausting to me.
She's
I
exhausting.
could never be friends with her.
I don't doubt that she's a great person with a good soul and a good heart. I don't doubt that at all. I'm sure she's all of those things, but she's struggling with something. And it's exhausting for me too. I can't imagine being around it in real life. If it's exhausting to watch for a few minutes on TV, I can't imagine what it's like to be around. But just things like when she gets out of the van and Heather says to her, what was the word? She used such a great word, but she was covered in makeup. Oh, she goes, "You're filthy."
Oh, yeah.
And it just was like, and her trying to climb on that horse. And if anybody saw the episode, they go to a beautiful like tulip garden, and there's a fake horse there, and she's trying to climb on it, and it's just the behavior is just not doesn't seem sober to me.
No. Are you when you find out there's only one left for the season before they do the reunion, did it seem like it was a good season, bad season, or a nothing season?
Well, I think we're going to kind of get to the bottom of some. I hope this is what I'm hoping for the reunion, is that we can get to the bottom of this Gretchen and Tamra stuff, because there's something off with Gretchen, right? Like, who she looks in the mirror, like some of that hair, like, I don't know. She's so cringy to me. I'm so sorry. And I'm sure somewhere in there, she's a great mom and wife. And I hope so. But there's something to me like below the surface with her that doesn't sit right. And her like uncontrollably crying through the entire last episode. Yeah. Something's off. And I feel like there's something that could bubble to the surface on this. And I really hope so. I'm hoping that for the finale of the reunion, because then it'll all be worth it. But if nothing comes out and nothing is resolved, I'm going to say it was kind of a bust.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I mean, I'm waiting for the reunion shows to get some answers finally.
Yeah.
Of the way things are actually going. Yeah, I always look forward to Housewives of Orange County every single time it comes on, because it was, the original. We watched it for years. I mean, years and years we've watched the show. That kind of didn't feel like we got what we were expecting, at least as far as the excitement of that show. When you look at Salt Lake City, where are you at on that?
I really hope that Mary doesn't stay mad, and I'm just really getting tired of the same arguments all the time. I don't know. It needs something fresh in there.
Great.
It needs something else. But you know what I caught up on the airplane? Have you ever watched the show Severance?
Yes, a little bit. I'm not. It's one of those that I say I got to watch this thing all the way through because everybody talks about it.
Everybody talks about it, and I had tried to watch it way back when, and for some reason I didn't jump on, and I didn't get sucked into it. But I gave it another shot and absolutely fell in love with it. I got to watch the whole season 1 between both of all my plane rides. I got through it, and wow, what a show! So the imagination on that is just so fantastic. I really, really think that's some great writing and directing and acting, and just all of it's a great storytelling. I really like it. I'm really enjoying that. So,
all right,
I'm on that bandwagon. Do we have mailbag?
Yes, we do. Got a mailbag for you. All right. So again, Nicole's mailbag, we tell you all the time. You go to perfectlytwistedpod.com. Nicole's mailbag is at the top of the screen, and you get your questions in. All right. So we have questions here from Ava. Okay. And it says, Nicole, if you could hang out with one movie cast for a week, which movie would you choose? Do you have a favorite movie? We go, that would have been a fun cast to hang out with.
Oh, well, I guess I would go with The Hangover.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to Vegas. Let's make sure that
Yes.
baby's okay. Let's see how this all unfolds. Yeah, I guess The Hangover.
Oh my gosh. You know, it's funny you said The Hangover. My son Josh says The Hangover is the last real comedy made. He said there hasn't been a good comedy made since The Hangover. That's always his argument. Then he said, he asked me the question, he goes, which movie do you quote the most with your friends? And The Hangover has a bunch of lines in there that, guys quote back and forth that are just, it's so funny. Such a funny movie. Yeah.
Such a funny movie. You know what I love is have you ever seen the sticker on people's car, and it's the character that Zach plays with the baby?
Yeah.
In his carrier, and the baby has the sunglasses on, and it says "baby on board," or
Yeah.
I think that's so. If I had a baby, I'd put that sticker on my car. It's so funny to me. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's such a funny movie that especially the original one, the first one. I mean, I laughed out loud hard through most of it too.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. All right, Nicole, what's the easiest job you've ever had?
Oh, well, I don't know if any job is easy. Wow, you kind of got me stumped on that. There's different levels of easy. Like I just did the Lifetime movie, the Courtney Stodden story. I was a child bride. I had 1 day on it, so that was very easy.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
That was very easy. I played a therapist, so it was a lot of me asking questions. That part, so the dialogue, the scene, the whole thing, that was very easy. Otherwise, when you're having a good time, it's usually generally easy because you're happy to be there and it's exciting. But I don't think that being on set is ever easy. And I don't think people realize that. I mean, you are in it we talk about the emergency room. It's the same thing. You sign on to do a project. You are on set, probably 15, 17 hours a day. And it's a lot. And then there's a commute usually. And it's never easy.
Yeah.
But fun, I would have to say Holiday Switch was a really fun project for me to work on. We laughed a lot. We had a really good time. We got to be creative and have a good time, and it was fun and quirky and fantastic and family oriented. So I really, really had a good time doing that. So that was pretty easy. And I always talk about Clan of the Cave Bear.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I always talk about Clan of the Cave Bear.
Uh-huh.
I shot that when I was very young. That sort of was easy because it was a lot of traveling. We spent months in Canada on glaciers and helicopters to get to set. And it was all very, very wild as a young kid to be a part of such a production like that. So that was easy because it was just adventure after adventure on that. But again, not easy. Not easy, but lots of fun. So, yeah, I don't think anything's really been easy.
No. All right, Nicole, which country has the most underrated food?
Wow. Okay, these are good questions. You're stumping me here, Ava. Well, I mean, I don't think Mexico is underrated, right?
No.
Like, I feel like people know that's
the food's
fantastic.
Gonna be good.
Food.
Yeah, you're looking forward to the food.
I think Hawaii has a lot of good food. If you can get outside of like the tourist spots, you can find some fantastic food in Hawaii, fresh.
Oh, there you go.
From the earth, kind of down home food. So I guess I would say Hawaii.
Okay. All right, Nicole, what's the last topic you'd want to talk about with your friends?
Politics.
Oh, smart. There you go. Good job.
Religion.
Yes, that's good. As soon as I read it, I'm like, oh boy, where are we going? But no, you're absolutely right.
Let's run. Yeah, let's.
Yeah. That is absolutely right. No, it's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday who I knew all the way back from 8th grade, and then I moved to California and connected with her yesterday, and we're talking for about an hour. And then I don't know what side politically she is. She doesn't know what side politically I am. But I had to talk about something that was going on, the programs that were taken away. And I said, I don't want to get political here. And then she goes, you can go ahead and get political. And I'm like, all right, this is a coin flip, right? We don't know which way this is going to go. And as I started speaking, I'm like, I think I lost that coin flip. Like it was like, F it anyway. But it was kind of funny where I'm like, all right, we'll see if we're still friends after this topic right now. And I'm sure it rubbed her the wrong way, but either way, it was. I was laughing. People say, "No, you can go ahead and get political," and then it doesn't work out well. It doesn't.
And here's the thing: it's not political anymore. I think it's like, are you a good human or not? At the end of the day, this is how I'm starting to feel. So I would never judge anybody on their like political views before, but I can't help but kind of go there now. So it's a little bit weird, and I don't want to I don't want to get into it now either. But I don't even think saying political is even the right term anymore. But
yeah.
There needs to be a new word for it.
The thing is, nobody wants, even if you're think opposite of you, nobody wants to think they're a bad human being. Nobody ever wants to think they're a bad human being.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't think they're a bad human being by not feeding kids food. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That was literally the topic about feeding kids, and it didn't go smooth, I don't think. But anyway.
I am going to get a little political right here because you bring up a good topic. I just think it's wild that they're anti-abortion and they want all these children born, but then they don't want to pay for them when the mothers need help. And it's the truth. And it's just, or when the parents need help or when the children need help, they're cutting all the funding to that. So it's like, which direction are we going? That's my piece. I'm done. The hypocrisy of it is mind-blowing and yuck. So let's talk about something else.
All right, I got one last question from Ava. Here we go.
Okay.
Nicole, would you want to live until you're 100 years old?
Yes. I never thought I would. I never would think that my answer to that would be yes, but as we go along here, I think A, it would be just a fantastic number to say that you did it, and B, I can't imagine not seeing my kids and what they do with their lives. And I don't know, I want to be here for it all. So, I mean, that part of it I would stay alive forever just to be able to watch them. But, I say that now.
Yeah.
I say that now. Once the body starts getting really old, I might be exhausted and ready to give up. But as of right now, in this moment, absolutely.
My big thing is it's not the number. It's I don't want to be at the age where someone has to clean up after me when I use the restroom. How's that?
Yeah.
I just don't want a family member to have to go, man, it's really cute when they're babies. It's not cute when they're old,
Facts. And I'm with you on that. But there are some people that don't get to that point, right? Like you can be a healthy old person and you die and you are still taking care of yourself. I've seen some 100-year-old people that you're like, wow, yeah, they're definitely still wiping themselves. Yeah. So yes, I'm with you. I don't want to be a burden, and I don't want to be a burden to my kids because I know what it's like to have to care for a sick parent. Yeah. And although I wouldn't have it any other way, there was times when I took care of both of my parents, mostly my mom, but it's a lot and it's sad and it's emotional. It's all those things. So I really don't want to have to put my kids in that situation.
Yeah.
But as we also know, we don't have a lot of choice. It's not not up to us. It's how this cookie crumbles. But if I could be wiping myself and feeding myself,
that's it.
Yeah, let's rock 100.
Yeah. What's funny is and my daughter-in-law has a grandmother who's almost 101 now, and she is in fantastic shape, better shape than my mom, who's 20 years younger. And we always go, what's the key? And she goes, she walks 7 miles a day. She lives by herself. She walks 7 miles a day. And then she stopped doing it recently. And they asked, why did you stop walking the 7 miles? She goes, because it's boring. It's so goddamn boring. And I was like, she's right. I walk
Yeah.
less than 5 miles. I'm bored out of my mind. And I'm listening. I have earpods. I'm listening to something. She says, you know what? I did it forever. It is so goddamn boring walking 7 miles a day. And so she's like, I'm out.
Yeah. You know what I started doing, and she might be interested in this, is I started doing the rebounder, the mini trampoline.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because it is, the studies on it show that you will live longer and you have a higher chance of the cancer not coming back because it really gets your lymphatic system going.
Yeah.
So it gives you some cardio, it gives you the lymphatic system, and it helps with your balance and all of these things that we need as we get older and we age. So that I put loud music on and dance around on my rebounder, and it really is fantastic. And I swing my arms around in it. I don't have a lot of range of motion in my left arm where I had the cancer, and they had to do the lymph node removal.
Yeah.
So that arm, who knew with these little lymph nodes are so debilitating when you get them taken out. So it helps with the range of motion in my arm. So if anybody else has an injury like that or went through the surgery like I did, the rebounder really, really helps get the blood flowing, get everything moving, and it helps with my energy. I feel so much better.
Good.
And I only do 10 to 15 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And,
That's good. No, that's interesting. Yeah, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Ava, I really appreciate the questions. Those are great. Again, perfectlytwistedpod.com. Nicole's mailbag is at the top of the screen. Get your questions in and we will get them on the show. But otherwise, Ava, again, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Ava. Great questions. And we will see you next week.